Hey guys, Jfarr here. In this video we'll cover the ocean piles, sunken shipwrecks, and sharks, along with the charts to identify the expected loot obtained from farming within the ocean. I have dedicated guides that cover more ocean related events and locations such as the underwater labs, fishing, water vehicles and villages, cargo, and finally oil rig. Ocean piles, or also known as floating junk piles, can be found in the ocean and contain normal barrels, oil barrels, crates, and toolboxes. It's recommended you get yourself a small motorboat or some flippers to make travelling to each ocean pile faster. These piles offer you a safer way to loot crates and barrels when compared to the roads, as you are unlikely to have some naked with a bow creep up on you. After looting 30 junk piles, I found 35 normal barrels, 17 oil barrels, 4 crates, and 14 toolboxes, which means you're likely to find 1.2 normal barrels, 0.6 oil barrels, 0.1 crates, and 0.5 toolboxes per junk pile. Here is the loot I've received after looting 10 surrounding junk piles. Now let's have a look at a chart for the 15 most interesting items you can find in the barrel, crate, and toolbox. Diving sites can be found directly below a floating bottle within the water. These sites can include variations of a sunken ship. Additionally, you can also find underwater rock formations, but they won't include a floating bottle at the top to indicate where they are. However, before going down, you will need some initial equipment so you can breathe. You'll only really need to get yourself a diving tank, but you could also get yourself some diving fins, a wetsuit, and goggles to have a faster and convenient experience. You can find these pieces of clothing through looting crates or purchasing them at the fishing village shopkeeper. The diving tank will cost 35 scrap, with the optional pieces of clothing adding up to 60 scrap, requiring a total of 95 scrap. With the equipment ready, you can now start to swim down and loot around diving sites. There are currently 3 shipwreck variations, which include a small ship, small overturned ship, and large ship. The small ships will spawn between 1 to 4 sunken crates and chests, which need to be first untied in order to obtain their loot. Go up to the crate and hold E to untie. The crates will begin to float to the surface, allowing you to finally open them up. Be careful for other players, as they might see the floating crates and come over. Larger shipwrecks will spawn up to 7 sunken crates and chests, making them the preferred ship to find. However, there is no way to identify what type of ship it is before swimming down to it. On average, it will take you 70 seconds to loot the small shipwreck, 90 seconds to loot the large shipwreck, and 60 seconds to loot the rock formations. Therefore, given the amount of oxygen you have in one tank, you can loot 6 large shipwrecks, 8 small shipwrecks, or 10 rock formations before needing to refill. However, these values will vary depending on how long it takes you to find each crate and how quickly you return back to the surface. Here is the loot I've received after looting the small shipwreck, large shipwreck, and underwater rock formations. There are 2 types of sunken containers, which includes the sunken crate and sunken chest. The crate is the smaller of the two and yields the least amount of loot. Here is the list of the significant gear you can obtain by looting the sunken crate. As you can see, you'll always be guaranteed at least 5 scrap. The sunken chest is a larger container that looks like a craftable large wooden box. Here is a list of the significant gear you can loot, with the guaranteed scrap now jumping up to 10. Sharks are the first water predator to be added to the game and only spawn near sunken ships. They deal on average around 47 damage to an unprotected body and contain a total of 148 health, with the best weapons to use and their numbers to hit to kill shown here. Take note that each melee weapon's damage to sharks is halved, so even though your hatchet says it will deal 25 damage, in reality it would only deal 12.5 damage. Overall, I would recommend fighting the sharks with a spear gun, as it allows you to keep a distance while dealing large damage. If you stay far enough away, the sharks won't even bother attacking, allowing you to continue firing at it. Sharks are very fast, so keep your distance or be ready to quickly start chopping away at it. Once you have killed a shark, you can harvest it for resources. These resources include low-grade fuel, cloth, raw fish, leather, and bones, with the number of resources depending on the tool harvesting it. Here is a list of tools that you can use to harvest the shark. You'll also need to kill a shark for one of the first fishing village missions. The mission rewards you with a jackhammer, some meds, and scrap. If you're looking to greatly improve your farming potential with a jackhammer, you can look back on the listed best weapons to use when fighting a shark to increase your survival chances. The ocean piles and diving sites offer a safer but less rewarding option of looting crates when compared to roaming the roads and monuments. Going out to sea is recommended if you're just starting out on Rust, have an ocean base, or are tired of continuously losing your farming kit to other players. However, when diving, make sure you have an ocean capable weapon so you can defend yourself against the sharks and other scuba players. If you enjoyed, a like or sub would be appreciated. Thanks guys for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.